when I work, I never begin with very clear ideas or very fixed ones, but I rather like to really allow anything, any thought, any encounter to come up and like interrupt or feel what I'm talking about, writing about, drawing about. So I really arrived to the studio or to my notebook, not knowing what's going to happen. And the reason for that is that I feel like the things that I encounter are often more striking or more interesting than what I can think of, if that makes sense. It's just because it allows me to be more people, to be more different artists. And then I feel it makes their work more different, instead of like, it's almost like as if I'm against fixing an identity, but rather making it like more divided. Probably the works that I'm presenting in this show are quite a good example of that approach to my practice, because these sculptures, I make them very artisanally at my studio. I cook the materials, mixing very natural and very artificial ingredients, although they are all biodegradable, and I make the structures without any previous design, without any previous idea on what it needs to look like or what it needs to, let's say, express. I don't even have intentions in that sense, because if I did, I thought I would like limit a lot. And then what was super nice is like even the process of like cooking and pouring and bending and hanging, because it has like so many different steps that I do with my hands, with not really many machines. That means that the material takes its spots. Like I cannot know how it's gonna behave, because also these materials are very affected by humidity, climate, light, so it's almost impossible to predict. And that means that I'm often very surprised with what I find in my studio. But I often, let's say, stop the pieces at the point when they're like not clearly anything. So even though I feel I can see that I am equally influenced by sunset or by going to the supermarket and looking at commercials, like all those different worlds almost coagulate into the shapes. I kind of like to keep that ambiguity, so that when another person comes in front of the sculpture, they can also have that moment of almost joy of like trying to identify but not being able to know what you're looking at, because that gives I feel that space for like allowing oneself to enjoy the imagination and really resist a clear representation of anything. Like many things come together, but it stays ambiguous. It stays in that moment of like, in that intensity where things haven't like coagulate and might still change.